Modern cars can park themselves, cool your seats, and hide every vibration. Classic cars do the opposite, and that is exactly why people remember them. Every switch, smell, sound, and mechanical response tells you what the machine is doing. These features were not just old-fashioned details, they changed how driving felt. So this countdown starts with simple pleasures and ends with the one classic car feature modern brands still try to recreate, but rarely get right. Number 10. Chrome trim and distinctive exterior details. Before cars started chasing the same wind tunnel shape, you could often identify one from half a block away. Chrome bumpers, hood ornaments, side spears, bright grills, and model emblems gave each brand a face, almost like a signature. A Cadillac crest, a Chevrolet bow tie, a Pontiac hood ornament, or a sweeping strip of chrome along the fender was not just decoration. It told you what the car was, where it came from, and how proudly it was built. These details reflected the optimism of their era, when designers were not afraid to make even ordinary family cars look important. The trim had weight, shine, and texture, giving the exterior a tactile, jewel-like quality. And that was only the beginning, because the next feature changed how the car felt from the driver's seat. Number 9. Bench seats and spacious cabins. Slide into many mid-century American classics, and the first thing you notice is the width. A front bench seat could carry 3 people across, with no tall center console dividing the cabin. The dashboard stretched wide, the doors felt broad, and the whole interior had the layout of a small lounge. Column shifters helped make that possible. By moving the gear selector up near the steering wheel, designers left the floor open, giving passengers more room and making the front seat feel shared instead of separated. Modern cars often use bucket seats, raised consoles, and driver-focused controls to create a cockpit feel. Classic cabins often aimed for ease, movement, and conversation, but space was only part of the comfort. What you touched mattered too, from cloth and vinyl to polished trim and padded armrests. Number 8. Real metal, wood, leather, and analog materials. Classic interiors were built from materials you could identify by touch. Dashboards could be painted steel or padded metal. Door caps might have real wood veneer. Switches, knobs, and trim were often chrome-plated metal instead of lightweight plastic. The seats added their own character. Leather developed creases, vinyl had a distinct grain, and wool-style cloth gave many older cabins a warmer, furniture-like feel. Even the smell of sun-baked upholstery and aged trim became part of the car's identity. Small flaws did not always ruin the experience. A worn steering wheel, faded wood, or lightly pitted chrome could show years of use and make the cabin feel original. Those materials gave every contact point weight and texture, and that leads directly into number 7, the mechanical controls that made every action feel intentional. Number 7. Mechanical switches, knobs, and levers. Classic cars made simple actions feel satisfying. You flipped a toggle switch and heard a click. You turned a rotary knob and felt each position. You pulled a choke knob on a cold morning, slid a manual vent control for fresh air, or wound down a window with a crank. Even the door handles had a job-like feel. They were sturdy, direct, and usually connected to metal rods you could sense through your hand. That tactile feedback made the car feel honest. The control moved, the mechanism responded, and you knew exactly what happened. Many modern cars hide basic functions inside touchscreens. Classic cars put them where your fingers expected them to be. And number 6 makes the driver even more physically involved. Number 6. Manual transmissions and driver involvement. A manual gearbox makes driving a classic car an active process. You choose the gear, time the clutch, feel the engine speed, and match your movement to the road. Get it right, and the car rewards you with a clean shift and steady pull. Not every classic car had a manual transmission, but manuals became central to enthusiast culture because they demanded skill. Hill starts, downshifts, and smooth launches all took practice, and mastering them gave drivers real pride. The appeal is not just speed, it is the rhythm. Left foot, right hand, throttle, engine sound, and road speed all working together. The driver is not just steering the car, but helping it move well, and that connection does not stop at the shifter. Number 5 is all about what you hear from under the hood. Number 5. Unfiltered engine sound and exhaust character. Classic cars often let you hear the machinery before you even move. A cold start might bring a few uneven cranks, a carburetor catching fuel, then a rough idle that settles as the engine warms. Some V8s thump with a deep lope, while an inline-6 can sound smoother with a steady mechanical hum. Because many older cars had less sound insulation and fewer electronic filters, the engine feels closer to the cabin. You hear intake roar when the throttle opens, valve train ticking at low speed, fan noise, and an exhaust note shaped by simple pipes and mufflers. That does not mean every classic is loud or powerful. The appeal is character, a sound you can recognize before you see the car, and that character gets even better when the roof comes down. Number 4. Convertible convertibles, T-tops, and open-air freedom. Classic cars made open-air driving available in more than one flavor. Full convertibles drop the entire roof behind the seats. Targa-style roofs removed a center panel while keeping a structural bar. T-tops split the roof into two removable sections, and even hardtops with large roll-down windows could feel wide open on a summer night. That changed the drive immediately. You got wind in the cabin, a clearer engine note, the smell of hot pavement, fuel, grass, or rain, and a panoramic view that modern thick pillars often block. Many classics came from an era when cruising mattered as much as commuting. The route, the weather, and the sound of the car were part of the point, and when a car felt that good from the driver's seat, it also needed styling that could stop people on the sidewalk. Number 3. Bold colors and era-defining design. Classic cars did not hide their personality. The 1950s brought tail fins, chrome spears, wraparound glass, and two-tone paint that matched the optimism of the jet age. A car could look like it was parked halfway between a diner and a rocket launch. By the 1960s, long hoods, short decks, fastback rooflines, hood scoops, and racing stripes made performance visible before the engine even started. Muscle cars used shape as a warning label. The 1970s pushed individuality even further, with vibrant factory colors, vinyl roofs, wild graphics, and personal luxury styling. That is why many classics feel like time capsules. Their proportions, paint, and details point directly to a specific decade. Appearance matters, but the next feature is about what keeps these cars alive for generations. Number 2. Repairability and mechanical simplicity. Many classic cars invite you to open the hood and actually understand what you are seeing. The engine is visible, the carburetor is reachable, belts and hoses are exposed, and basic hand tools can handle jobs that might require diagnostic computers on newer cars. That does not mean every repair is easy. Rusted bolts, worn wiring, scarce parts, and decades of previous fixes can turn a simple job into a weekend battle. You still need patience, manuals, and real mechanical knowledge, but the reward is huge. Tuning the idle, adjusting timing, replacing a fuel pump, or tracing a problem by hand gives owners a direct connection to the machine, and that leads to number 1, because the best classic car trait is not a single part. It is the feeling all these features create together. Number 1. Personality you can feel. A classic car is memorable because it does not feel interchangeable. One might have heavy steering at parking speeds, another might shake through the pedals, and another might greet you with warm vinyl, fuel, oil, and old carpet the moment you open the door. The engine has its own habits too. Some like a little choke, some need time to warm up, and some respond best when you learn their rhythm. Those details turn driving into a relationship, not just transportation. This is where every feature comes together: design, sound, materials, mechanical simplicity, imperfections, and history. The flaws can be part of the charm, as long as the car is respected, inspected, and kept safe. People do not love classic cars because they are perfect. They love them because they feel alive. Thanks for watching our top 10 best features of classic cars. Now tell us in the comments, which feature would you rank number 1, and what classic car would you love to own? If you enjoyed this countdown, like the video and subscribe for more car history and enthusiast stories. Keep the keys turning and keep automotive character alive.